Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a music review video of a band whose album actually came out ages ago last week, but I haven't actually gotten around to actually doing a video of it, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And it is of the most amazing, one of my favourite bands, Chvrches' new album, Every Open Eye. So the band Chvrches, you may have heard of them. They're a Scottish electronic synth band from Glasgow, and their second album came out on the 25th of September, so last Friday. I finally managed to pick up their vinyl, which is amazing. The artwork is just really beautiful, and you know, loads of people say that second albums don't usually match up to first albums, but there are a lot of exceptions out there, and this is definitely one of them. I've given it a listen, and it is so amazing just how good they've gotten, and ever since their first album they've just risen and just kept going, and this album is just so good. I don't think there's any song on this album so far that I dislike. So Chvrches, their first album, The Bones of What You Believe, came out in 2013, so 2 years ago, and they had such a big impact. I'm pretty sure they were the BBC Sound of 2013 at the time, which is saying something. And they're just such a great band, and I really believe that they're such a breath of fresh air in the music industry, so it's always really great when you hear new material from sort of bands that have had a first album and now come back with a second one. And it really is no different from the first album. It's just as positive and just as explosive. So with the first album you had tracks like The Mother We Share, which was really uplifting and like really strong and powerful and really synthy. Also Recover, Gun and Lies, which were just as electronic, and that's the music that I really enjoy. And this second album, it really is just such an explosion of like synthesizers and like heavy drum beats and just electronic techno amazingness, and it really doesn't disappoint. So maybe if you want to try and have a listen to it, if it's not necessarily what you usually listen to, I'd really recommend that you take a listen to this album. You might have heard some of the singles that have come out, so Never Ending Circles was one, and also Leave a Trace was another, and they've just sort of been circulating on the radio quite a lot, and they're just really good songs. So in terms of picking favourites on this album, I definitely say that the first opening track, Never Ending Circles, is definitely up there. And I mean, this album is not an album that breaks you in slowly. You're in there right from the first track, and it's definitely, I definitely recommend it if you want to get somewhere quickly, because, you know, it's definitely power walk material. Also, another one of my favourites is obviously the other single, which is Leave a Trace. That's another great, really upbeat song. Another one, I think it's called Never Leave My Side. Keep You on My Side, it's called. That one sort of, it sort of reminds me of a sort of like a retro feel. That's definitely another one of my favourites. Also, Clearest Blue is really great. It's one of those ones that sort of crescendos towards the chorus. It's sort of got like a verse, and then sort of crescendos and crashes right into this amazing chorus that just keeps going. And you know, it doesn't let you go until sort of right at the end, and it's quite a short song, but it really does it, and it really makes an impact, and I think that's the case for a lot of the songs on the album. Another great song is High Enough to Carry You Over, and that one is where the male member of the band is singing, and he actually does a really good job. Actually, his vocals have really improved, and I think it's quite soulful as well as electronic at the same time. So I think what is most prominent and the most common thing about this album as a whole is how pacey it is, with the drums and the bass line running underneath. So in some tracks it's the the drum and the bass is sort of more fast paced than others, but it's still there, it's still running through the entire album. And what I also really like is how Lauren's vocals still remain really crisp, and sometimes she's got quite a sort of high-pitched voice that really help to sort of move the track forward. And it's really great how the lyrics are just there for you to really easily listen to, and it's what makes the album really, really so great. It's just full of emotion, full of soul, as well as the instrumentals, so the keyboard, the bass, the drum beats, the synth, everything about this album just brings it all together, and that's why this album is one of my favourites so far of the year. So if you're having a bad day at any point, I definitely recommend that you listen to a few songs on this album. Definitely listen to Never Ending Circles, because that will instantly make you feel so much better. And you know, this band, they've been one of my favourite bands ever since they came out in 2013, and they've just been so consistently amazing with the music that they've been producing. And I definitely say that this album is probably going to be in my top list of albums from this year, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I definitely recommend that you go listen to this album and then comment me back with what your thoughts and opinions were. Hey guys, so we've reached the end of another one of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. Please go check out Every Open Eye, the second album from Chvrches. It's really amazing, so make sure you check it out. If you want to also check out some of my other videos, I have done a review of the I Want Your Love Tom Ford collaboration with Lady Gaga, so you can check that out over here. Also, I've done a trailer reaction video for the American Horror Story trailers, also featuring Lady Gaga. You can take a look at that over here. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, it really means a lot to me, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!